Well, what's the crack? Welcome back to the Irish Impulse Podcast. It's episode 3 with your host Connor.
And your co-host Michael.
Well, what's the crack, buddy?
Not much, mate. Again, losing my marbles as we speak with this current lockdown, which has now been extended for 3 weeks.
Yay! I know. News came out yesterday. We're in it for at least another 3 weeks, but I think it's going to be longer than just the 3 weeks.
Yeah, I'm saying probably end of July if we're lucky we get out of this crap, because government now have to have this procedure and a policy that if it ever happens again, that we can just react and it'll never spread as bad as it did, but we'll see.
I don't know. I think it'll actually. I personally think it will go past July. I think we're in this for the long haul. I've seen one of the scientific advisors to the government. He had said the lockdown at some point obviously will be more lenient. He's like, but he seems to think that the social distancing aspect of it will remain for at least a better part of a year until they get a vaccine. And he goes, and that will be about a year away. So he's like, at least the social distancing part where you try and keep your distance from everyone, a certain amount of customers in a shop, all that stuff. He goes, that will be around for longer than we're thinking it will be.
But if you think about it, how has that worked with China already? Like with Wuhan, where it mainly originated, how have China all of a sudden now been able to go out and party in the street and I'm assuming go back to normal life? But if they do have a vaccine, yes, China being China, that probably will rip a dick out of it and cost millions for one vaccine. But the government can't afford it, right?
Yeah, probably. Like I'm sure they're going to be taking, like you said, take the piss out of the price of it. I don't know. I know they did offer to give the vaccine over. They didn't say how much it would be and all that stuff, but they rejected it, which fair enough. If you want to do it, do that. But I don't know. I've seen at least kind of started being a bit more lenient. Obviously, they were way before us in terms of how badly they kicked off. But they've now started reopening a couple of shops. But again, they're still doing a thing off a certain amount of people in the shop at a time, which again is doing that social distancing aspect of it. So I think it will be around for a while. At least that part of it. Which, listen, it's not the worst thing in the world if you can get back to work and have somewhat of a normal life.
Yeah, it's just for me. I just think they need to get everything back. Like, if China have a vaccine, just pay it. Like, at the end of the day, what's the point of being stubborn and saying, "Oh, we can do it, we're the UK, we're blah blah blah. We'll find our own vaccine." Just buy it off China.
Well, I'm sure there's something. Well, see, the problem with that is, that vaccine was very rushed, so there's no guarantee. Yes, it seems to have worked as such. Again, I don't even trust China's numbers in terms of their case and all, but with it being very rushed, you don't know what that can cause down the line.
Well,
you have no idea what that can cause down the line.
That's a fair point. But speaking of people getting recovered from the coronavirus, though, Boris and Donald seem to be recovering, even though Donald never had it. But Boris,
what the fuck you're talking about? But yeah, Boris got it now. He's recovered.
I know, I want to talk about Donald. We'll get to Donald later. But Boris recovered, and he personally sent out a wee tweet. I think it was a tweet, like a video in the tweet or over the news, thanking the NHS staff. So good to see that man recovered, even though his running of government isn't fantastic.
I wonder how many people were fucking raging when they seen that he recovered.
You'd have to be honest, the British government or British people probably are fuming, but the man is a man. He's still a human being.
Oh yeah, no. It's just, but right, there's just somebody going, motherfucker. Just
yeah. Oh, get him a Thatcher, get a Thatcher in there immediately.
Jesus Christ. I never, that she was before my time, and I hope I never have to go through something like that, because fuck that.
Could you imagine her involved? She'd just blame all the Catholics.
She'd be like the Willie Fraser of the government. It's raining. That was the Ra.
That was the Ra. Coronavirus. The Ra did that. Threw a petrol bomb over my fence, and next thing you know, I had the coronavirus.
Fuck, that's a good one.
But
No,
no,
well, like you say, it's good to see he's recovered. Well, he's out of hospital now. I don't think he's like fully recovered. I think he's still isolating himself. So I'm sure he's pretty much there at that
I
point.
just him and his
And he's
family.
not back yet. Oh, is he with the family? Is he?
I think so, because he got discharged from the hospital. So, like, ideally, if you get discharged from the hospital and Boris Johnson being the Prime Minister, like, where else can he go? It's not like he's going to go back into Downing Street and go, "Here, boys, let's go.
Let's get at it.
Let's party." But no, I'm happy. I'm happy at the same time, because at least if he's back in charge, then you can go, right, Boris, get him back to life here. Get the pubs open, because those Irish are struggling here.
Oh, what I would give just, you know what I wish to do, just like one night only pints. You're like, oh, please.
Yeah, just even
One
like
night only pints.
open the local for like 10 a time for an hour, 10 in an hour. It'd be like a
Oh,
competition.
I was about to say, it's like speed drinking.
You're sitting shouting to the local bar owner, "Wait, Paddy, here, mate. Can I have 15 pints?" "What do you mean 15, Michael?" You heard what I said, 15. I need them immediately. And then I'll have 15 in another 5 minutes.
If you could drink 15 pints in 5 minutes and not broke your ring up, I'd be impressed.
I mean, I've got 3 holes I can go into, so that's the way I think it.
Jesus, okay then. Alright. I don't know what you get up to.
Oh, God. It'll be desperate times. But, yeah. Good to see
No,
him, Boris.
did you see the boy, Tom Muir, the army veteran?
No, I haven't been following it, but I have been seeing it on social media a lot. Like last time I checked, he was like, I think it was like 10 or 12 million. So credit
18 million. 18 million. He done 100 laps off his garden at the age of 99. I think he's coming 100 soon. He done 100 laps of the garden, and raised 18 million. His goal was £1,000, and they thought that was them being really being really hopeful they could get £1,000, and he raised 18 million.
Credit where credit's due. Like I'm not a fan of the British Army, but credit where credit's due for a vet, like a man saying there's some dark shit in his day, and they will do 100 laps of your garden. Jesus, I can probably do 100 laps of my driveway, and it's like half the size of that, man.
I know. No, like you say, fair play to him. It was he gave it to the NHS. I think it's the NHS Partners Charity or something like that. They give the money over, and then the charity splits it up to where mostly needs to go within the NHS, which is pretty good.
So most of that'll probably go to. Most of that'll probably go to the. I would hopefully that'll all go to like protective gear for doctors and nurses.
I'd say that'd be mostly in the ventilators and all that stuff. I'd say them seeing going there.
I just don't understand if that man raising so much money, like they definitely have to give more protective gear than what they already have to the doctors and nurses that are in the front line, and even like little social, like local care workers, like because some of them are privately funded by the NHS. Like you've got to think how can they make it better as well? But I don't know.
Well, that's the whole thing. Like people are kicking off about the whole Brexit thing. Obviously, when we left Brexit, the whole thing was leave the European Union, and 350 million a week or whatever crazy number it was would go to the NHS. That's how much they would get. Do you think they've seen any of that so far? No.
Absolutely not. I just don't understand the government's policy. They love to just be in like storming.
Yeah, but that's also because you're retarded and you don't understand most things.
All I understand, folks, is that the RA should be free in Ireland as we speak.
Okay, Jesus.
This is the perfect time. And I'd like to give a special mention to my old assistant manager about his beloved bat soup. He loves that stuff. So thought I'd just mention that.
You know what? We're gonna get hit with so many complaints.
I'm wrong about a bat soup, like just a.
Yeah, the bat soup. Yeah, absolutely, there was a bat soup. Here, did you see Amazon are hiring another 75,000 staff?
Why? For what purpose? For what need?
I'll tell you why. Because I've been waiting on a delivery for the last week and it still ain't here. It was four small items. I would have been quicker driving to the warehouse myself, picking it up and driving back. 4 small items ordered a week ago, and they're still not here.
I understand like they've got a target and how they make their revenue and stuff, but what's the point? Like you're in a confined them warehouses, okay, they're big, but you're still putting a lot of employees in confined spaces. Probably in Amazon, if they're given protective gear, probably are not as good as protective gear as it should be. And the next thing you know, all that warehouse got the coronavirus, and then we're all just sitting looking
Well,
at.
I'm sure they're taking measures, yeah, donkey. I'm sure they're looking after in some way, shape, or form. But then, sure, they already hired 100,000 last month. So in the last 2 months, or over the last 2 months, they've done 175,000 staff. I don't know if it's just in America or if it's across the world or the UK or whatever. But I think it's just America. But like you take all that stuff and you put that across all the states. Like I'm sure they've got several distribution.
And what do you know? Are they like temporary contracts, or are these guys getting full scale employment? Like,
what I had read, it didn't really go into that part. I would assume probably temporary because, like you think, when all this is over and then all the other staff, like I'm sure there's staff off with the virus or just afraid to go into work in a minute. So when they all come back, like surely there's not going to be enough.
yeah, but like when you think about that, like especially like if you're going for a job and then you go to the interview, oh, by the way, they're not mentioning this obviously in the interview, but there's a case that we're hiring temporarily for the purpose that some of our employees are off due to the fear of getting the COVID-19 or have had COVID-19. You'd be sitting going in this warehouse like where I'm currently sitting, or what do you want me to do here? Maybe you just commit harm and risk.
Well, I think that was the whole thing years ago about Amazon. Like the problem was they were hiring all these staff and all that, but they were giving them just all 0-hour contracts.
That's ludicrous. Like, why would you take a job on a 0-hour contract?
Here, people are desperate. Here, I can't sing. I did it years ago. I took a 0-hour contract, and for the most part, it worked out really well. But see, there was the odd week you weren't getting as many hours as what you were used to, and you're like, oh, this is gonna be a tight month. Like if you're not, you have to take what you can get. Look.
Well, that is a fair point. Yeah, you can't be definitely in this day and age. It's hard to get a job, and yeah.
I was thinking about it today because I was laughing. So as of this coming Sunday, I'm going to be furloughed. Our company is cutting down on the amount of staff needed to be operational. So there's 75% of us are going to be just not working and getting paid. Happy days, can't complain. But I was thinking after, I was like, when all of this goes back to normal, job-wise, the marketplace is going to be mad. Everyone's going to be swapping jobs, switching. I just can't wait to see the shit show. You go on there like Indeed or something, you'll see all these jobs come out. Like, we'll apply for everything and see what happens.
Applying for like a software engineer, a senior software engineer with no degree. Hardly can turn a computer on. I'll take it. Why? Because I'm desperate. Come on in.
Do you have experience in this? Nope. But I'm passionate.
Very passionate.
Friendly. Love this company, I do.
What's the company called again? Shout over to one of the employees. It's called Toshiba, mate. It's Toshiba, lad. It's called Toshiba.
What he said.
Have
you ever? I remember seeing like memes years ago about people going into job interviews for jobs they didn't even want, and just like doing all this random shit. And it was like another way to ask them dopey questions, like gives the time away and like you sure with all this shit. And it was like this guy who walks into an interview and he gets asked that question. He pulls out a Kit Kat and he breaks up all the fingers of the Kit Kat and shares them out. I'm good at sharing. I would love to just do that. There, apply for a job. They just start pulling shit like that. They just look at it and go, "This guy's fucking shit."
This guy's a silly bastard. Like I don't understand. Like every interview I've been to, I've put about 95% of it. There's one. I remember one where I was like, "Oh fuck it, I'll just turn up this for the experience. I know I'm not going to get it." But like, why would you go in? I couldn't go in into an interview knowing I'm going to bottle this on purpose. I would have the balls.
But that's the funny, I think that's what the funny part, like, if it's a job that you don't even want, like, put it like I say, you're probably doing somebody a favour as well. Imagine it came down to two people, and right, depending on the interview between these two, was that how you get decided, and one of them's going in, doesn't even want the job, and they're going to fuck about in the interview anyway. You've just guaranteed the other person a job. You've just done that person a great service.
And then get the boot 2 weeks later because they were crap.
Because they were shite anyway. Then you get the phone call and goes, "I know you fucked that interview, but I want to come back and in."
Your qualifications are a bit outranked, but come on in.
Come on, then, we'll see how it goes. You can't be any worse than that fucking idiot we just had in. Oh,
Oh, Christ.
the only bad thing is now with this, obviously the extension out. You're coming into now obviously summer season and things like that. I'd say most of these festivals and all are going to be cancelled, which breaks my heart because
Why?
I'd take us for Lewis Capaldi. Got it
Oh, you'd be
there.
right. Oh, that was that Balsonic Belfast?
I don't even. There's so many up there now. I don't even know which one it is, but it was in Belfast. I don't know which festival it was, but
Oh, you're lucky though. Unlucky, mate.
I know.
So,
I couldn't see him in. I couldn't see him in Dublin, and I was like, right, we'll get this here. Literally stood in line, waiting all morning, got the tickets, over the moon, and then the Boris fucked me.
COVID-19's like, not today, Connor, not today.
You're going to be waiting.
I lose.
But it's not too bad, like, for, like, say, like, with stuff like that there, like, say they reschedule, which I doubt they will, because they're all open air concerts, so you can't reschedule for, like, the middle of the fucking winter. Standing there in the snow.
I was not. Well, sure, he get the field pumping. I lose.
Well, that's true.
Because if Lewis Capaldi, right, the moment, definitely would have had concerts, obviously. So his concerts that he was going to have now are going to be backlogs. So does that mean yours are going to be pushed to next year?
Honestly, I don't know. It's hard to say because if you think of it this way, like if you push, like say everyone who was playing this year, you push them all to next year. Well, what about say some big talent just blew on the scene over the next year and they wanted them in? Well, how does that work? You know what I mean? Like it's going to be weird that way. I'll say more likely what they'll do is they'll cancel it and we'll just get our money back, which isn't too bad. But well, I say it's not too bad. Over here, it's not in the UK. It's fine because I see Ticketmaster changed all their terms and conditions on their American website. So anyone who, if the artist like reschedules or anything like that, you will not get a refund. The only way you'll get a refund is if it's just flat out cancelled. Whereas over here, if anything happens, if they change the date, time, have to reschedule, there was another part or cancel, you can have your money back at any point. But now they've fucked everyone over in America and go, nope, you can only get it back if it's cancelled completely. Which is a bit
so
shit
what,
because...
Like, if the same thing happened in America just happened now, they can't do anything. Like, they don't even get like a credit note, for example, or like a voucher or something.
They get a wee email going, you're shit out of luck.
Shut up.
Yeah,
Sure,
so basically... Well, they're fucking scumbags anyway, taking my eye. I try and not use them. If I do anything, I try and use through like Live Nation or whatever. But sure, Ticketmaster own or dominate most of that stuff. But yeah, so the way they're doing it is, like, say you were going to see, I don't know, who you into Ariana Grande. If you went and seen Ariana Grande,
what do you mean?
If you went and seen Ariana, don't you fucking lie to me. I know you love her music.
Love her. During the Nickelodeon days and her Disney days, loved her.
Well, there you go. I didn't even know she was on Nickelodeon or Disney, so you just fucked yourself there. Well,
she was on. That was a 50-50 guess. I'm not gonna lie. So anybody can correct me. That'd be fantastic. I think it might have been Nickelodeon.
Jesus Christ. So basically, like, say you were meant to see her in July, and she changed it to, because of everything going on, like November 10th. Well, say you couldn't do November 10th because you were away on holiday at that point or whatever. Tough. You don't get your money, you don't get fuck all. Whereas over here, you get your money back. So
well, like, you
really
can still
fucked them over there.
But you can still sell your tickets like privately. You get your money back.
Yeah, well, obviously you can do it that way, but like, say nobody bought it, it's just like one of those things, like one of those freak things where nobody bought the ticket or whatever. Like you're just shit out of luck with that one. Well, in Ticketmaster's eyes, you're just shit out of luck with that one.
But why have two different policies for two different countries? I don't understand that.
Because they're scumbags.
But if they're definitely making more money in America for obvious reasons. But like, why would you do that? Like, why would you shaft your customers?
What they've obviously looked at is if everyone was to take a refund, like, or a certain percentage of ones would take a refund, it would cost them a ton of money, which they obviously don't want to. They're basically just passing on the responsibility onto the customer, which I don't think is right. Like, but sure.
Yeah, customer's always right. It's rule 101 of any business,
Well,
unfortunately.
I wouldn't say customer joy is right. We've all came across a bit of a cunty person who're like, Jesus Christ, man, get the fuck out of my shop.
Out of my shop immediately. I'll call security. Now, don't you shake that knife in my face. Oh, good old days again.
I can't believe you done that there. Honestly, like you say, like, I hate customers all, but what I would give to have an argument with somebody.
Literally, anything at this rate. Just even to
Fucking
just talk to anybody. Just to see anybody face to face is not my family or my fiance or friends. So like you, Conto, you had bat soup, you're dead.
You're going bye-bye.
You're going bye bye. I just have a full scale argument with it. But yeah.
Did you see the new OnePlus?
I did. I thought we wouldn't talk about this because it's I'll just say it under my breath, it's not a bad phone.
It's what, sorry?
It's it's not a bad phone.
There we are, yeah. Yeah, well, to be fair, I think we can all, for once, say it's not a bad phone. They've always had their drawbacks in some way, shape, or form for, like, the stupidest reasons, but, like, now is the first time they've just went full tilt at it.
It's about time. Like, OnePlus have been in the market for years, and they've never got that. And I like if I can do it like inverted commas, they've never got that flagship status like with Samsung, with Apple. Well, over the last few years, with
they
Huawei,
were really close. They were really close last year. Like in my eyes, I think they were flagship, but in certain people's eyes, like I would say yours, like in some people's eyes, they weren't. But they were very, very close last year. But it was just like, what's this? So this is the new one, is the OnePlus 8. So they've been around about 7 years because they skipped 4 because they're a Chinese company and 4 is unlucky, so they skipped 4. So like for your 8th attempt at it, and you're now in flagship, it's pretty good. Like, especially now, like the problem that they had with the 7 was they just chose not to put certain things in it, which was like the wireless charging and all that sort of stuff, the IP68 rating, so it proves that it actually was dust and water resistant, even though it already was, because they had all the stuff in the phone for it. They just didn't bother testing it, and it was like a cost-cutting way to pass it on to the customer, which is fair enough. But I think this year they'll have a really good chance of being, if not number 1, at least number 2, I'd say.
I definitely think they can get number 2 because like Huawei are going to obviously fall off a cliff because they don't have Android anymore to support, Google or not, no services. So I think Huawei have sort of shot themselves in the foot. Apple recently
you say they shot themselves. It's not their fault. Donald Trump's a fucking psychopath and just wouldn't let any company in the US work with them anymore, so they had to get rid of it. It wasn't their fault.
Yeah, well, that's not. You can say that no one knows the Chinese is spying on us. In my eyes, my phone's spying on me right now. We're all getting listened to, so at the end of the day, you just got to confess it. But if Huawei are gone, not gone, but they'll only be their main sort of stirs and stock sales, big stock sales will be in China, obviously, where they are. They'll not do well, definitely not do well, obviously, in the US. I don't think the UK will do well anymore. Maybe
they were banned to be sold in the US, so if you wanted to get it, you had to get it shipped in, obviously. But I think it'll take a couple of years, at least a couple of years, for them to regain any sort of
the stature that they had.
Any momentum, because they were on a bit of a roll there. They really were starting to catch fire. Like I noticed even when I was working, everyone was like, "Oh, Huawei cameras, blah blah." It was like it was nearly built into them at that point that they understood Huawei basically meant great camera. And
which is undisputed.
Yeah, no, like they were good, but now, God knows, I don't know where they're gonna go from here.
But no, I don't. Huawei for me they'll sit 4th solidly. They'll not drop any lower than 4th. But I would say then, can you say OnePlus will? Yeah, well, like if you're going now with the OnePlus 8 being released, we'll just say to the end of year figures. I think OnePlus will finish in a solid 3rd, just based on the fact that you've still got Apple's marketing and their strategies. Like Apple's marketing is the best, in my opinion, the way they market phones. And as I say, you get a lot of Apple fanboys, and So I think Apple will sit solidly in second, and I just don't think anybody has hit that
Yeah,
Samsung level yet.
I should have reworded that. In terms of Android, they'll definitely, if not first, they'll definitely be second. OnePlus, in terms of Android, they'll
Oh,
definitely be second.
they'll hit second, no bother, definitely. I don't think there's any issue with that. I just don't think that they've got enough enough feedback around the world to say that they're going to sell Samsung. For obvious reasons, it Samsung have been about for years, and for me, Samsung have just hit that wee bit more of a
Well,
prestigious.
that's
But
you're a Samsung fanboy.
yeah, well, I have. What do you mean?
You're a Samsung fanboy. No. Well, to be fair, like you said, it's a nice one. Have you seen some of the colours of the OnePlus yet?
I've only seen the blue one. I've just watched Lou later on his. I've seen Marcus. But I haven't seen any other colours. I did see one. Is it like my phone? You get that like the different shade.
Yeah, so that's the Interstellar. That's the Interstellar one. But it's only going on the OnePlus 8, not the OnePlus 8 Pro. So on the Pro, they're doing the black, the dark blue, and then like a matty light green as well. And then on the just a standard 8, green would be my favorite color. So I think if I'm going to get one, it'll definitely be that one. And then just on the standard 8, they're doing that Interstellar, but Jesus, that does look nice. Yeah, it seemed even more shinier than what your Note 10 is.
Yeah, that for me is a bit of a strange selling tactic there. Why not put the fancier colour on the Pro and then give the green to the 8? I thought that would have been maybe a different strategy because you'll want to push your premium product out the door more. And like,
I agree.
I know that my phone has done well, and the first time I ever seen it on the phone was the Huawei. So for me, that like the way the light reflects is a different shade of color. Put it on your premium product, give it a chance to go, oh shit, I'm going to get the Pro just based on the color, because as me and you both know, a lot of people went for different phones for colors. I.e. the iPhone.
Maybe you're right, just you have in reverse. Maybe that's why they have put it on the 8, because it's like that other unique, maybe they look at the 8 and go, oh, I can't afford that. Or they like the Pro and they're like, oh, I can't afford that. But then you're like, well, look, here's the 8, here's the slight differences, but you can get this color on it. Maybe that's their thinking behind it, like give it to that one, the lesser phone, to give it a chance to be sold as well.
Yeah, well, like it's still a good phone as well, but just if I was part of the OnePlus marketing team, that's all I would say. But though in regard to the actual phone, it's definitely a beast.
Yeah, it's their, well, I was going to say it's their first 5G phone, but it's not. It's actually their second. But this is the first year now where all lines of the OnePlus phones will all be 5G. So both variations will be 5G. And from what I was told, this is it from going forward. They will never release a 4G phone from this year onwards.
Which
makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, because Samsung done it, Samsung done that S20, and they've done the S20 Ultra 5Gs, but then they quietly released an S20 4G.
Yeah, well, it's not just a waste. I can agree with OnePlus. I definitely think away future forward, just get rid of, it has to be a 5G phone. Like, where you currently live, 5G will probably not be in our area for at least another year and a half, especially 2 years with this whole COVID-19 going about. So,
well, that's true.
I think OnePlus are right. Yes, take the market and second and go, yep, that's it. Just 5G only, boys. There's no point building 4G phones because 4G masts are going to be going. But Samsung have to sort of release two variations, if you know what I mean, because like where their customers are, not everyone has access to 5G. So I can see.
Oh, you know what? That's right. Actually, it's a senior guy, Jerry Rig. Everything did that. He had on the box. It said on the box. I can't remember. I want to say Taiwan. Or so, the phone was being sold somewhere, and on the box it said the Samsung S20 5G. But when he pulled the phone apart, there was no 5G module in it at all. There was just this big gap. And he goes, there's a big gap there. He goes, I'll come back to that later. And then that's what he said. Then he goes, that's where the 5G modem's meant to be. He goes, but because that country doesn't even have the infrastructure for 5G, they don't sell 5G phones there. But on the box it says 5G. You're like, that's a bit shite.
That is a bit of a shitty move, but it's not seen as money, but why
It's
advertise it
not
on
though, but they
5G?
weren't. They were charging the 5G price.
Well,
I would have understood if they dropped the price, but they were selling it at the 5G price.
I would send it back.
Oh, you'd be fucking well.
Well,
To be fair, we wouldn't know because we wouldn't. I would. Would you trust yourself to open a phone?
no,
No, I wouldn't trust it either.
definitely not.
But any drama for me? Any drama this week for me? Give me something.
Not in my life, mate. I live a very non-adventurous life. My life requires me getting up, going to the toilet, and falling asleep again. But I do have a bit of drama in the World's Strongest Man world. So,
Right. That normally doesn't go together. Drama and World's Strongest Man.
yeah, you never would think these boys who are always like 6 foot and above, like 25 plus stone, can literally bench press a car. You would never really think that, that they would have any drama. But yeah, so the World's Strongest Man in 2017, man from Stoke, Eddie Hall, is currently having a bit of drama with what people famously know him as the Mountain out of Game of Thrones, Thor Bution.
Right.
The drama, now listen to this is where it does get a bit petty for the size of these. I'm an Eddie Hall fan more than a Thor fan, but what had happened, I'll sort of give it a quick overhaul. 2017, Eddie Hall, World Strongest Man. Thor Bution was second, and an American guy, I think his name was Brian Shaw, was third. So basically, Eddie Hall won by 2 points. In that 2 points, Thor Bution would have, in his eyes, should only have lost by a point, or even could have won it, obviously with the later events. Basically, Thor was kicking off a fuss recently, because in 2017 he put a picture out saying, "My sport is gone. The officials don't know what they're doing." Basically, he basically what had happened. There's an event in the World's Strongest Man called the Viking Press, which is basically like you're sort of like pressing up over your shoulders, and they're lifting obviously a hell of a lot heavier weights.
Is that the one with the stones or just the actual weight?
No, so they're like they've got like a support that lays on their shoulder, and then they've got 2 arms. It's like a shoulder press.
Oh yes.
A shoulder press. They call it a Viking press because it's so much more weight. So I think it was like 2 40 kg tractor tires on the back. So they're maybe more. They usually do lift a lot more than boys, but yeah. So basically, Thor got it was 7. Well, he's in his eyes he had got 18 reps, which would have put him level with Eddie on points going into the last two events of the World's Strongest Man 2017. But when Thor finished, the ref deemed that one of his reps wasn't complete, so that press had to go up. Obviously, when you do a shoulder press, the elbows have to come to your ear level. So
there's a certain form you have to hit.
Yeah. So basically, the guy, I can't remember his second name, but it's Mantis, I think the referee's called it. He's renowned around the world for World's Strongest Man. He does every single one of them. So it's just the fact that he gave this dodgy rep. So Thor was kicking a fuss. And then Thor went on to lose to Eddie Hall, who was the World's Strongest Man 2017. So,
and then, because that was the year he won it and then retired, didn't he?
Yeah, so Eddie Hall's life dream was basically just to become World's Strongest Man. It's nothing else in his life to achieve. So he deadlifted, for anybody, I'll give you a brief. Eddie Hall, probably his main shot to fame was when Eddie Hall pulled half a ton off the floor, which is 500 kilo, which is still the deadlift world record. So that's when Eddie got his real shot at the fame, and then he went on that next year to win the World's Strongest Man, and then yes, he retired, so he spent more time with his family. He shredded a lot of weight and just retired. But Eddie Hall was doing a live Q&A on his YouTube. Anybody that likes like the gym or anything, subscribe to Eddie Hall. He's a beast, literally the beast. But so someone had asked him, is like, just to give yourself a review of the 2017 World's Strongest Man, and then with the moment Eddie had said that it all went well and he was training and all this, but Thor is currently, what had kicked the actual thing off is Thor is currently on the road. If anybody's interested, he's on the road to actually beat Eddie Hall's deadlift record. For me, it seems a bit petty, but he's looking to pull 501 kilo off the floor. So it's one more kilo than
You're
what Eddie.
fucking kidding me.
So it is one more kilo than what Eddie Hall pulled off the floor.
Oh, tell him to go fuck himself, 1 kilo. Come on, the fuck.
I know for these type of guys, it is a bit of a. You would think they would go heavier, but you got to admit, like this guy's trying to pull over now. Well, you have to say it, but it's over half a ton. Not by
Yeah, no,
much,
like
but it's
listen,
over
I
half
get
a
it's
ton.
still a heavy weight, but is this so? Is he so? He's obviously raging about the whole thing that he got. That he lost the world's strongest man that year because of like a ref in his eyes a ref fuck up.
Yeah,
So now,
basically,
as his retaliation to that, he's now going to try and break Eddie Hall's record of 500 kilo off the ground by 1 kilo.
well, people
I mean,
there's a couple.
because if that's what he's doing, then
Say no.
that's so fucking stupid. 1 kilo, go fuck yourself.
Nobody knows if he's doing it out of spite on Eddie Hall. Now, I don't think. I think them two. I think they're going to have to have a lot more respect for each other. For me, if you're going to pull a heavier lift, pull a heavier lift. Do it 510 or 505.
Yeah, do it something, not fucking 1 kilo. Like,
But like you've got
he
to.
might as well stand there and put his finger up to him, going "fuck you."
But see, like Thor tried to pull about 500 kilo back in I think it was 2018, a year after Eddie's record, and he
Right.
didn't do it. He busted a vessel in his brain, and when you're lifting that type of weight, your body goes through a hell of a lot of abuse. Again,
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not going.
I've seen some videos like people like when they're lifting strong weight off the ground, and
Yeah,
it's just they're just throwing up all over themselves, everything. Did you ever
yeah.
see
Well,
that
like
one? The guy lifted all the weight, and he wanted to win, and he refused to drop the bar, and he was just bulking all over himself
yeah, well,
just
it's
to win.
some of them are frightening. I've seen them. I've watched Eddie Hall's back and back, and I've watched Eddie Hall's documentary. Like he was saying he doesn't remember pulling the weight. The last thing he remembers was for anybody that's seen Eddie Hall, he sits and he holds the 500 kilo up for about 2 to 3 seconds. Like he done so much damage in that short space of time. Like he busted like a load of vessels in his brain. He near got a brain hemorrhage. He went blind in his eyes. He couldn't see. His lungs
Jesus
went into his.
Christ!
For the pulling that type of weight, his body reacted in a really, really bad manner. So, again, I'd recommend to watch that. That's on Eddie Hall's YouTube channel. It's type in Eddie Hall's documentary, lifting 500 kilo. But yeah, basically the whole thing now is that Thor Buchen has apparently already lifted 500 kilo in the gym privately. Now,
Oh, of
again,
course
it
he has.
has to be done in front of a adjudicator. So Mantis, who's a famous referee, has to obviously deem it was a full proper rep. And there's a lot goes in. I didn't, until I did a bit of research. Anybody's interested, if you go in and you listen to Brian Shaw. Brian Shaw is one of the world's strongest man, 4 times. And he's saying there's a lot more to it. So there's like a load of different bars, different type of weights. There's a lot in it, so I'm not going to go into it. But Thor's going to attempt a 501 kilo, but now, because of obviously the whole COVID-19, they couldn't do it at what would have been, I think it would have been Arnold's Classics.
Oh, because I was about to say when was he going to try this? Because I want to see him absolutely shit himself.
Yeah, well, he would have tried it. I think it would have been Eddie Hall and Arnold Schwarzenegger have a competition together. Eddie
Oh no.
Hall and different business together. They think that he was actually looking to do that. I think that was a competition, but because of it now, what's going to happen is basically they're all going to go on like a call, and Thor's obviously going to have the weight measured out and leveled out and on the right bars and the right weights. And it's going to be on a call, and the referee, Mantis, is going to obviously be on the other side of the call and deem it if it's a full rep. But again, he'll have to get it up, lockout, and as I say.
See if he did. If I was Eddie Hall, just to be a cunt to him, if I was Eddie Hall, and he got it, I was like, I wouldn't trust that there. Sure, we weren't there in person. We didn't see the weight. Fake weight. Fake news. Just do a pure Donald Trump on it. Fake news.
I know. But yeah, them two have been going back and forth on social media, and if for anybody's interested, like the word for the size of Thor Buchen, like he's huge. He's 6'7". I think he's 28 stone. The last time I was watching one of his videos, like he's an absolute unit. But for such a big man, I think his ego's took a bit of a hit from 2017 and he hasn't got over it. And the only way, I think the only way,
Jesus Christ.
well, like the best way for me, I think, is getting at Eddie Hall is, you know what, you were the first man to pull half a ton off the floor. I'm going to beat that, because that would be, for me, in my opinion, Eddie Hall's greatest achievement. Other from probably his children and his wife, but
yeah, obviously, but that'd be. I hope he doesn't get it. I hope let's go to the side. Right? I hope he goes to left to wait and just his leg snaps or something. Hope he fucks himself.
Well, it'd be a bit hard for the leg to slap of the deadlift. It would be more of his back, but the amount of support and medical and the doctors would be on site. He should be all right, but I agree. I don't
give a fuck who's there. I hope his leg fucking snaps.
But it's scary seeing that, because I did a video on his YouTube there, I think it was a couple of days ago, where he was doing 460 kilo deadlifts for reps, which basically means he's doing it on a frequent and he's happy and his back's comfortable doing it. And he's going to obviously, no, Thor. Oh,
Thor.
So he does look in great shape. Do I think he's going to pull 500 kilo off the floor? No. And I'll break it short and sweet because I don't want to talk about it much more because it's probably went on a wee bit. But for me, in the Eddie Hall short documentary, Eddie Hall had to go in that dark place.
Oh, so, I remember you telling me this is about what he was envisioning.
What he was envisioning happening.
Not said here, but if anyone wants to know how he lifted that weight, if you go and watch that documentary, I haven't watched it, but I did hear what was running through his head to get him to lift that weight. And you say it is fucked up what he thought of it, but here it worked.
It did work. He pulled it, and he pulled it. Like he literally, as the commentator said at that time, he made it look like it was just like a 400 kilo deadlift, like these boys do it on the fly every week. And he just pulled it.
He pulled the weight off the ground. The wife pulled him off that night. Big day for him.
Big day, I'd say. Well, he was in a hospital bed that day.
He's like, everyone out, this man's getting handy.
He's getting some. Yeah. So hopefully we'll see what that happens in the next couple of weeks. But as I say, if it all goes through, I'll be watching that myself, see if Thor Bution can lift 500 live off the floor.
Have a watch, see him fucking feel.
But yes, speaking of which, have you seen the news about the Tesla truck? Keep it related to a bit more drama.
Oh, the Cybertruck?
Yeah.
Is this about your boys putting out they don't think it's going to work?
Well, basically, there was a source, Tesla Nation it's called, is saying that the Cybertruck might have problems. So Tesla are saying this, because anybody doesn't know, the Cybertruck is arguably the most controversial thing Elon Musk has ever put out there. It literally looks like it was developed by a monkey. It's literally just a square and a triangle. But it's anybody that doesn't know, just research the Cybertruck and you'll be quite amused.
I think everyone knows what the Cybertruck looks like. It fucking went viral.
It is a bit different. But so this Tesla Nation was saying that the Cybertruck obviously is going to be able to pull 500 ton and it's going to do 500 miles on a single charge. All this. Hold
on a second here. Did you just say that they're telling that they can pull 500 ton with that Telsa truck?
Yeah, it's literally on.
That's
one of the
bullshit.
YouTubers that I watched. 500
ton.
It might have been 5 ton or 5. I can't remember. It's 5 ton or 500
5 ton, maybe 500 ton. You are a fucking idiot. Anyway, go ahead.
But I think that'll do 500. I might have got confused with the 500 mile. It's going to do on a single charge. It's definitely it's going to be able to pull a substantial amount, basically. But
pull your man out of bed.
Fuck, I can barely pull myself out of bed. If it could pull me out of bed, that'd be a fantastic news. Even though it'll be worth about 100 million. They're saying that the Tesla Cybertruck, because it's 4-wheel drive, there's 5 motors on it, 3 power in the back, 2 power in the front. They're going to say it's going to have problems with it being an off-roader due to the fact that it is going to sit naturally higher than a standard off-roader. It's going to, because it's an automatic, it's going to struggle through the gears because of the Tesla, it's a fully automatic. Elon Musk, I don't think, believes in manual cars anymore.
Well, it's an American thing. Most cars in America are automatic.
You can't even get them manual though in the UK. But
No, I know, but that's their whole thing. Is an automatic thing. But yeah, no, you're saying that they're saying the car is going to be too high because the batteries underneath need protected.
yeah, so like it's going to be your typical off-roaders like 9 to 10 foot off the floor or off its axle to give it that bit of leeway to get the traction with the wheels. And I'm not going to bore you to death about that. But they're
You
saying
already
the
are.
Cybertruck, yeah, they sound like James May, like a James May Top Gear.
Honestly,
Sorry.
you are. You are.
But they're saying the ground clearance, the Tesla's going to sit in around between 15 and 18 foot, depending on what model you go for, which is quite high, very high,
Yeah.
considering it's going to be an off-roader and it's going to be a legal car. So they're saying that for to sit so high, the batteries will be protected regardless. Will there be a shard, like they say, a shard of, like a glass or something that could pierce them batteries and they'll blow up? Possibly.
Oh, yeah.
But the truck's going to weigh like in around 2.5 to 3 tons, depending on models.
That's pretty heavy.
For an off-roader, it's going to obviously get it's going to dig into the floor. And for an off-roader, you want it to sort of sit light on the floor so it'll get that quick traction and shut off. So, yeah, I think Elon's got a bit of a...
To be fair, though, I'll be honest, like, if I owned that truck, the last thing I'm doing is taking that thing off-road. Fuck that, there. You would, after pumping that amount of money into it, I'd be like, you know what, just keep this on the road.
But, like, why is it? Because the Tesla are going to claim it's going to be an amazing off-roader, it's going to be quick, it's going to do 500 miles on a single charge, it's going to pull substantial weights. Why not take it off-road? I understand the price you're paying for it.
You'd be afraid to. Yeah, I'd be afraid of, like, yeah. But here, no, I would say, like, the whole thing with it being, like, high, if you're driving on the road, I'm sure there's going to be a system in our car somewhere that allows you to drop the ride height of it down, so if you're, like, on a normal road, it's not sitting sky in the air. But when I was sitting on stage and all, it didn't seem it was that high. Now, obviously, that's a demo, and that demo went to fucking shit, the specs to it and everything. But I don't know. I would say, like, I understand what you're saying with the batteries being protected underneath. They obviously would have like a tray underneath to like stop that being pierced, like if they hit off a rock or whatever. If it was like off roading, I don't know if it's like if they're really having issues. I'm sure Elon Musk is a lot smarter than us. I'm sure he's looked into it. But I would say my first thing in my head is, as the tray make it out of carbon fiber, it's stronger and lighter, and then you have probably less chance, and then you can probably lower it down. But it's just one of those things. You'll just see what it's like when it comes out.
Yeah, well, I do definitely look forward, because as you may know in the first 2 episodes, I do love Tesla a lot. Like, if anybody would like to give me a free Tesla, I would probably be your slave for the rest of your life.
I would get you a free Tesla, not a problem. It'd be a fucking toy, like, but I'll get you one.
I would prefer a live one, an actual real Model 3, or I don't want a model, like, I'm not being fussy, guys. I'll go for the cheaper variations, a Model Y or a Model 3. If you want to give me a Model S performance, yeah, I'm all yours, but just avoid the Model
X.
X.
How about I just get you the Tesla badge off somebody's car and stick it on your forehead and run around making no noise?
I mean, stick it on my wee Polo and we'll see where we go. Try and stick the charger and on the petrol pump and see what happens.
Yeah, look at that new Volkswagen Tesla. Look at that. Yuck.
Elon Musk and Volkswagen team up to make the Tesla Polo.
Fuck's. Hey, here, don't be. You put that out there, and next thing will be reality.
I mean, I'd buy it.
Of course, anything with a Tesla sticker on, you'd buy it.
And they're just nice cars. But
yeah, they are nice.
That for me is all I've just thought about the Tesla Cybertruck. I just think that what Tesla are claiming is going to do, and they've got a lot to master. But Tesla being Tesla and Elon being Elon, they'll figure it out. And
I know they had like a lot of pre-order, like the pre-order was like $100 or whatever. I don't know, they had a ton of pre-orders at the start, but I can't remember. Did they have a date of when they wanted to like have it out in production?
Yeah, well, it's being late produced in 2021, so they haven't started producing the truck at all. The truck's still in that stage where they're figuring out the wee nitpicks of it and thinking how they can make it better. But no, like the car is planned to be in late production next year, and it's planned to be rolled out in the States late next year as well. So I think they'll probably start the production maybe the start of next year. It's not looking to come into the UK till 22. for
Oh, really?
reasons. Yeah, for reasons I don't know. But it's just because it's one of the
Dude, because the UK government looked at it and goes, that car ain't fucking road legal. Look at the cut of it.
it is a funny shape. But
A funny shape.
yeah.
It's a fucked up shape, not a funny shape.
But saying that, like a lot of Tesla have released now what's going to be considered now as the new like world's fastest land car, well, first world's fastest electric land car with the Roadster coming out,
I was about to say the Roadster.
and then they're going to have their side. So their marketing sense is fantastic. Whoever the marketing executive is in Tesla, you're doing a great job. But yeah, I can't wait to see both of them. I can't wait because the Roadster claims to do like 0 to 60 in like 2.2 seconds, which is frightening. But yeah, we'll see how we get on. We'll see how Elon does. But Elon, if you'd like to give me a free Tesla, please hit me up.
My address is 12.
I'll not explain my address, but I'll give my socials. Just hit me up.
I know. Right, well, I'm going to get out of here because I've stuff to do today. I have a bit more work to do, and then go look at the news, see what's happening this weird, wonderful week.
Yeah. No, I just leave it with the wee segment that everybody don't eat the bat soup, don't drink the bat soup. Anything with a bat in it, Bennett. The bat's for the bin.
It's a bit late. It's a bit late for that now.
Yeah. Well, just in case any random person in the UK decides to a bat.
I think the only one that would do that to you, to be honest. You're that fucking stupid.
I mean, I don't think I need a bat. I ain't no dodgy, not for sounds. But, yeah.
Right, well, I might tell everyone where they can find us.
Yes, so main place you can find us, guys, is on YouTube, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Pocket Casts, basically anywhere where you can find a podcast, we're on it. So
apart from Apple Podcasts, apart from that, for whatever reason, we can't get on Apple for some reason. I don't think they like us.
Yeah, even though we just like pitched one of the products for them there. Well, very, very minimally, but we did. But just we can't get on Apple. Don't like us. But hit us a sub on YouTube and a like and share with your family and friends, and I will see you on the next one, and I'll let Connor finish it off.
Yeah, and you can find us on Facebook and Instagram, Irish Impulse Podcast, and yeah, we'll see you in a couple of days, boys.
Peace.